What is up, folks? It's Joe Vapes coming at you with another awesome review. Today we're talking box mods, okay? I'm going to start getting a little bit more into the hardware coming up in the new year. 2017 is going to be a bang-up year for Joe Vapes. Appreciate all your guys' support, by the way, hitting 702 subs here on YouTube in just 1 year. Just a little old guy from the Pacific Northwest doing my thing in the vape world. It is a big world, but you know what? We aren't done yet. And I'm way too young at heart, man. Let me tell you, I've got so much fun doing this. But enough of my blathering on. Today we are talking about the new VR80 Stride from CKS. Now, if you've never heard of CKS, major player in the vape industry market. Anybody who's anybody knows these guys. If you don't know them now you're going to know them. First of all, the Stride was the Asmodus creation. If any of you guys have never heard of Asmodus, then you definitely need to break out of your vaping cave. Check out Instagram and go to CKS and check out Asmodus distribution as well. But this company makes awesome products. Okay, they've got a bunch of their own RDAs and tanks, as well as their version of the Asmodus Stride. Now, this is a single 18650, of course. As you can see, you got the gold leaf, and I had to get the pimp purple stone model. Now, they make this in a black stone and a purple stone, but check this guy out, man. How could I not go for the purple? Okay, it just, I don't know, it's my kind of bling. But I'm gonna make this a traditional unboxing video so you guys can see exactly what I saw digging into this bad boy. So let's start this up. All right, so here we go. So when you get your Stride, this is the awesome little boxlet that you're getting. Now, this is the CKS logo. I believe it's a cloud demon. Awesome stuff. Bling as is. Stride VR80. Boom. Okay. Take off the box. Now, this is the gorgeous piece of amazingness that you're going to see. And like I said, you can either get this in the purple stone or the black iridescent pearlescent happiness. It was pretty much a toss-up for me, but the purple just had a little bit more bling for my buck. Got your spring-loaded 510 right there. Fully decked out 24 karat gold plating. Oh, there's me. Hey, me. How's it going right there? Pretty much 24 karat amazingness everywhere on the buttons, the main fire button. And of course, you've got these awesome little side openings just for a little extra character. Bottom 24 karat gold plating. Beautiness. Now, slide this bad boy off. Takes a little bit of thumbage. And I like how they put the negative right there just in case you're too impulsive to pay attention. Single 18650. Really simple. Boom, right there. One thing I will say is make sure you use a good quality 18650. Okay, I've got an EFES 3000 mAh on this bad boy, 3.7 volts. Fully charged, because on the meter, the digital readout will tell you whether or not it is fully charged or whether it's a weak battery, which I think is a really cool addition to this. So give this bad boy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quick hits, and boom. There is the Cloud Demon, the signature CKS. Now, obviously, I've been hitting this, so I don't have a full charged battery. But first of all, I'm just going to show you what's on the first screen digital readout. This is on power mode, so you can bust this guy all the way up to 80 watts. I'm just going to lower it, quick down ramp, all the way down to 5. So you're pretty solid to up ramp whatever type of coil you want to use with this guy. Gives you the puff count, which I think is kind of, pretty darn cool. Now, I've had this thing for maybe less than a week, only hit up 276 puffs. You can reset this when you're done, and it's just kind of a cool little additive. It shows you, I don't know, I mean, if you really want to keep track of your puffs, I think it's a really cool deal. 690 for the time. You can set this for either 5 to 10 second intervals at a time. So right now what we're going to do is show you the other screens. Hit a quick 3 hit, 1, 2, 3, and it shows you the system set. So you've got work mode, temp power, work time, auto off, puff info, color palette, etc., and then exit. So we're going to go to work mode right now. I'm going to show you what's up with that. And that pretty much gives you your different wire coil builders. Are going to love that. So you can go for your nichrome, your TI, your stainless steel. Soft mode is pretty much gives you just enough power to go through the coil to get you a solid hit. So you can set that, and it's kind of like a battery prolonging setting. Or you can go to power mode, which allows you to individually set whatever wattage you want. Bypass mode is really, really cool. For those of you that are not too familiar with this kind of setup, bypass mode allows you to use a regulated device pretty much totally unregulated. So it literally bypasses all the other modes, like the temp modes and soft and power and whatnot. Just sets you up for, basically making this a unregulated device, which I think is pretty cool. So we're going to hit exit on that. Go back to the system set. I'm going to go to temperature power. And now you can set up pretty much whatever you want for the individual, just set. So say you want to keep this thing at 63 watts. Set that and it'll set it straight at 63 watts for whatever coil build you want. Get back out of there. Now let's go to working time, if I can figure this out. So you can do this either in 10-second intervals or 9-second, 8-second, all the way down to 5, which is cool for those of you who are, say, just getting off of smoking the cigs. You want to have a little bit more regulation, so you just, don't have that much willpower right now. I set mine all the way up to 10 because I like a good solid long puff when I'm going to be taking a hit. Auto off is kind of a cool feature too. So you can set this thing to 60 minutes is what I have it to. You can set it all the way up to 90. So after an hour and a half, basically this thing will auto shut off. Preserve your battery life. I can set it down to all the way down to 5 minutes. Let's just kind of keep it at, say, let's just ramp it back up to 60 minutes. What the heck? Okay. Puff info. Boom. We'll set that. So 276 puffs as yet. You can reset this. Brings it right back down to 0. So, like I said, I mean, to me, that's really not that big of a deal. I have a lot of mech mods. I have a lot of other box mods that have, no puff info. I don't really count my puff info. Not many people do, but like I said, it's just kind of one of those cool little additives. If you want to play around with it like that, have at her. This is probably the coolest additive of this mod, color palette. So here we got, you can play around with a font color, or you can play around with the background color. Now let's say font color, I want red font. Fire button, and then ramp this guy up. Let's just ramp it all the way up to red. Now it goes up to a high of 15. Sort of makes everything else just a little bit hard to see, but let's get a little bit of green in there. And it just kind of plays around with the font color a little bit. You can pretty much mix and match whatever you want within certain means. We're just going to go ahead and set the green back down because personally I like the blue on purple. Hit the fire button, you're set. Okay, so let's say I want to change the background. Let's say I want a green background. So I'll click on the red, drop that down, and it just sets it up nicely. So I've got kind of like a blue font behind sort of like a teal background. And let's play with that. What the heck? Fire button hits exit, straight back down to exit. Boom, and we're rocking and rolling. So I got it on 5 watts. Now I'm going to use my OG Twisted Messes dripper on this bad boy, and I like to get it nice and warm. So we're going to ramp this bad boy up to 70 watts. Of course, shows you your voltage output. My Twisted Messes. Nice little blue color going on there. Hit the fire button once, automatically adjusts the voltage per the wattage, which I think is really cool. On the bottom, as you can see, tells you the ohm, 0.48. Hit the fire button. Now, as you can see, if you saw that real quick, it said weak battery, which means obviously my battery's down by about 50%. I'm definitely no coil smith, but I can thank my awesome friend Angel, aka Vape Chick 49ers, on Instagram. She makes the best coils, man. I can't make a coil to save my life. But the other thing that's really cool on this too is that when you put a new coil on this guy, so okay, that's been on there. I'm going to take that off. I'm going to put on my 13 Heavens 9 Hells RDA. You gotta love the unedited version of these videos, man. What you're gonna see typically on the screen is it will ask you whether or not it is a brand new coil that you've put on this bad boy. So what I'm gonna do, actually, just to show that I'm not a liar, I 0.2 ohm Vengeance and ramp it way down, or else I'm gonna get the dry hit of my life. Hit this guy. So, okay, it's not going to show it. It's going to make a total fool out of me. But trust me, the screen will ask you whether or not when you put on a brand new coil, whether it be a tank or whether it be a dripper, pretty much anything you have. And it will ask you, is it a new coil or is it the same one that you had? Put my twisted messes back on. Automatically turns the screen back on, which I think is super cool. Oh, there it is. New coil. Beautiful. New coil, same coil. Up, same coil. Oh, even if you were wrong, it totally resets the ohm, which is really, really cool. So there's really no screwing around with this thing, guys. So I'm going to take this back up. We're going to drip some awesome liquid. I'm going to show you the power that can go through this guy. Welcome back, guys. We're talking about the CKS Stride once again. This badass little 80-watt single 18650 masterpiece in the Pimp Purple Pearlescent stone. Now go on to CKS.com. I believe it's CKSshop.com, something to that effect. Just Google CKS, guys, and you'll be able to pick this bad boy up for about $100. Absolutely loving the heck out of this, and it makes the most out of a solid 18650. Now, like I said, you're going to want something that's anywhere between 2700 to 3500 mAh just to get a solid amount of power that's working through this thing, because let me tell you, it sucks power. This is the SUV of single 18650 box mods. Full ventilation, working on my OG twisted messes right there, okay? Absolute solid flavor, massive cloud production, and if you look at the battery power on this, I'm only working less than 50% power on this. So I'm going to kind of play around with the air intake just to make it just a little bit warmer. Still getting really, really solid cloud production out of that. Now, obviously, you're going to want to hit up a high VG, something with really decent flavor on it. I like the the wide bore drip tip on my twisted messes just because I like to get in a lot of vapor. The good thing about this is though, when my EFS battery is on total high charge, you're going to get a solid, nice, warm vapor. Obviously, play around with the wattage to voltage on whatever ohm build that you build. Now, this one is bumping anywhere between 0.43 to 0.45. So generally speaking, that's a really, really good area that you want to be. Safe coil builds, guys, and of course use safe batteries. Make sure they're wrapped completely. The conduction on this bad boy is absolutely out of sight. So CKS built this amazingly, obviously with Asmodus Distribution's help, coming up with the original Stride design. This is probably the fanciest and most awesome single 18650 mod that I have ever bought. Unbelievably beautiful. I'm finding that I don't want to use it nearly as much just because I don't want to scratch the faceplate. Here's the coolest part though. Mini USB port on the bottom. Looks like I still got the little plastic wrapping on that thing. I just swap out my 18650, stick it in a charger, you know what I mean? But if you're on the go, you're driving around or something like that, you can stick this in your car jack, charge it up, or you can charge it on the wall, and it will charge up the single 18650 that you got there, just making it really simple and easy to use. Everybody's got a ton of cords lying around. If you're like me, I got a freaking shopping bag of these things hanging around. So, like I said, retail on this bad boy is about $100. You can get this in the black stone or the purple stone, the purple pimp stone, which I like to call it. Comes with its awesome little booklet that pretty much shows you a quick start guide on everything you need to know. Pretty much everything that I just explained in the video. Okay, all the mode setups, the color palette options, all that kind of stuff. But if you look on the bottom of the box, pull this bad boy out, you get your own micro USB charging cord. So you're not going to have to go shuffling through that massive box or bag or whatever the heck you have of all the cords that we collect over a 20-year process. If you're as old as me, it's about a 20-year process. Pick one of these guys up. Definitely, I super recommend it. So give thanks to Asmodus for coming up with the original design and CKS for making this thing bling worthy. I'm thinking about getting a chain and just wearing it around my neck, you know what I'm saying? So definitely brings this review to a close. If any of you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, you've tried the CKS model, check me out on Instagram. I'm going to be posting some pictures of this. Definitely put something in the comment section below if you have any questions, you just want to wrap it up with your interpretation of this mod. Any other questions that I haven't put, I'll try and do my best to put them in the description below. Click that like button if you dug this review, guys. This was a quick and easy one because there really wasn't much that needed to go into this. CKS and Asmodus did their best to make this mod as simple and easy to use and gorgeous to look at. Let's face it, who isn't going to want to bust this out in the middle of a crowd and blow some massive clouds? Totally tubular on this guy. So thank you much for watching once again another one of Joe Vapes reviews. Spread the word here at YouTube. Check me out on Instagram. I've got some awesome discounts and giveaways going on. I've got my New Year's giveaway that's going to be rolling right after the new year. Of course, I'm also working on a very, very cool giveaway / raffle that is 100% going to support advocacy, folks. I'm going to be splitting it in between probably 2 or 3 maybe different advocacy groups. Of course, you got CASA, you've got SFATA, and a couple others. I'm just going to be getting a lot of feedback on that. I'm going to be doing some live streams, a lot more of them. I had a test live stream last week. Some of you might have caught that, maybe all 6 of you. It was about 9:30 at night, so I felt like I got hit by a freight train. The holidays took a toll on me, man. But luckily, I'm raring and ready to go. And the next streaming live video is going to be really boss. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be talking about anything and everything that comes up, as well as a lot of your comments and questions as well. So that wraps it up for another review. Like I said, thank you very much for your support. This is Joe Vapes, your eye in the vaping sky, even in the vape cave. Want you to stay humble. Have an amazing new year, guys. Love yourselves, love each other, and you continue to keep it cloudy.